Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you have been with me for any amount of time, you know my absolute love for the brand Kosas. Not only do I love their tinted face oil, which I've done a full review on. I will put a card up, I believe it's up here. I also love their 10-second eyeshadows, which I have talked about endlessly both on this channel and my other channel. I have the color Fahrenheit on my eyes today. So when they reached out to me wanting to partner with me on this video for this brand new launch, I did not even hesitate. Because y'all know that I only partner with people that I already love, that I already support out of my own pocket, and Kosas definitely fits that bill. So thank you, Kosas, for partnering with me on this video to talk about their brand new Revealer Concealer. This is so exciting. I've had these concealers for probably a little over 2 weeks now, and I have used them in every form or fashion. So I'm going to be telling you all about that. I'm going to do a review and demo, and I'm going to tell you my thoughts on the concealer. So let's go ahead and get into it. This concealer launched on February 18th, so just a couple of days ago, and it is currently on Kosas and Sephora.com. It retails for $28, and if my eyes can read, it has 0.20 fluid ounces, or 6 milliliters. So I have 3 shades with me currently that I will swatch later on. They did launch 16 shades, which I personally think for a concealer, that's a good shade range. Some people might think it's not enough. However, just like the tinted face oil, the concealers span a higher number of shades of skin tone within one shade of concealer. For instance, 3.5, probably 3 different skin tones is going to be able to pull off 3.5. So while there are only 16 shades, it does span 48 different skin tones. And I find that to be the case with the tinted face oil as well, which I talked about in my review of that. So not only is this a concealer, but it is also like a spot treatment concealer as well as makeup product that has added skincare benefits, which I'm never going to be mad at a product that has added skincare benefits of any form or fashion. I am a skincare junkie. Y'all know this. So when they put ingredients in a product that is going to help your skin along with make it look better, sign me up. If you don't know, Kosas is a clean brand, so it's only going to use the very safest ingredients in its products. They are also a cruelty-free brand, and this product in particular is vegan and gluten-free. So what is it? It is a medium coverage concealer. They claim it has a radiant finish. I'll talk about that in my final thoughts. And it is meant to work for all skin types. There are a couple of ingredient callouts that I want to talk to you about within this concealer that goes along with the skincare benefits. So there is caffeine in this concealer, which I love because that automatically helps depuff your eyes. So, you know, after a night where I have not gotten much sleep, I love to reach for something, anything, whether it be an eye cream, a concealer, anything that has added caffeine, because it really will be like an instant pick-me-up for your under eyes. It also has pink algae extract, which is an antioxidant that helps protect against free radicals while also hydrating the skin. Arnica, which is so cool. Apparently it's been used for centuries to help heal and soothe the skin. So they have included arnica in this as well. They have also included panthenol, which is also known as provitamin B5. Helps add moisture, heal, and calm the skin. So that's also really helpful if you use this as a spot treatment, because it's going to help the spots that you put it on calm down, kind of deflate, for lack of a better term. And then finally, I think my favorite part of this is the plumping aspects of it, which include the peptides that they've included as well as hyaluronic acid. Hyaluronic acid is a staple in my skincare routine. If I can get any makeup or skincare products that have that ingredient in it, it is a huge added bonus for moisturization and plumpness in the skin. So all of those ingredients together help to brighten, smooth, and plump the skin. So if you want to see how I apply this, how it works in real time, let's go ahead and hop into the demo. Okay, let's go ahead and get into the demo. I am actually not going to wear a corrector today, and I know y'all are like, but I thought you were Mandy and that's what you always do. And you would be correct, but I want to demonstrate the coverage of this concealer, and I have worn this without a corrector more than once, and I do find that it holds the coverage all day And it actually does not look that bad on me, which cannot be said for a lot of other concealers because my darkness is so intense. I do have the Kosas Fahrenheit on my eyes. I wanted to use that because I love it, but also because it has a purpley tone to it. Now, sometimes purpley shadows can exacerbate the darkness under your eyes. So I thought, why not make my circles as dark as they possibly can get to demonstrate this concealer? So I have the Tinted Face Oil on in number 3.5. So I'm going to take the number 3.5 concealer and apply that today. This is the Doe Foot applicator. I'm going to start out just under my eye, applying it like I normally do a concealer. I don't go all the way down and up with a huge triangle because I'm almost 40 years old and nobody needs that much product. At least I don't need that much product under my eyes. So I like to do just 3 little swipes like this. I'm going to take a damp sponge and blend that out. I have used a brush with this concealer. I have used my fingers with this concealer. I don't necessarily find that one way works any better than the other, so it's really just a personal preference. Now, I do kind of blend down a little bit so that I can get a brighter area in this section of my face, and then I will blend up all the way to my hairline just to make everything a little bit more even, and just like that. Can you see the coverage versus the darkness? Coverage, darkness. Now you can imagine how much more coverage it will look like it has if you put a corrector underneath. And I will say that none of the correctors that I have used have altered the performance of this concealer. So it works over multiple different correctors if you so choose to use one. Now I'm going to do the other eye, and while I have this doe foot out, a good deal of product comes off on the applicator. I'm going to go ahead and put it down the center of my face. Since brightening is what this concealer does, I want to bring that brightness to the center, the center of my face. This does work just as well on the face as it does under the eyes. Again, you can just see how incredibly fast it blends out. Now, you can also see that I kind of go back and forth, and I get to chatting like I did with the other eye, and I just keep on pouncing it in. Now, if I did that with some of my other concealers, it would start taking some of the product away. That does not happen with this concealer. It just continues to blend it out. So there you go. I don't know about you, but that is a good looking concealer. It is not dry. The hyaluronic acid and pink algae extract really help the moisturization to not only apply to your under eyes, but stay throughout the day. So I just find that it makes for a very plump, hydrated looking under eye. So I'm going to finish the rest of my makeup and then we'll come back and chat about my final thoughts. Okay, so my final thoughts on this, and I also want to do a couple of swatches for the shades that I have, because I don't think I mentioned in the intro that the shades correspond with whatever shade you are in the tinted face oil, which makes it a no-brainer. You're not going to have to think about what shade you are if you already have the face oil. If you don't have the face oil, there are good shade descriptions on both Sephora and Kosas, so you shouldn't have an issue finding one, especially since they are so forgiving for multiple skin tones. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to swatch not only the face oil, but the concealer that matches up with the face oil in the 3 colors that I have, so you can get an idea of how well they work together. And if you are within these 3 shades, it might be helpful for you to pick it out. So this is in the shade 2. So this right here is the face oil, and that right there is the concealer. So while you see they are not the exact same match in color, this concealer shade corresponds very nicely with that face oil shade. So that is in the color 2, which is described as porcelain with neutral undertones. This is in the shade 3, which is described as fair with cool undertones. I actually think it's more neutral than cool, but that is the face oil on the bottom and the concealer on the top. And finally, this is the one that I have on my face. This is in the shade 3.5, which is described as fair to light with neutral undertones. So again, the face oil on the bottom and the concealer on the top. So not only can you see the swatches, but you'll be able to see that they are what I have on my face, and the 3.5 is what I used in the demo. I honestly really enjoy this concealer. I've had no issues with it since I have received it over a couple of weeks ago, and I have really been putting it to the test. Again, it works over all color correctors. It really works with all powders. It works with all techniques of setting it. For instance, I will set it with a brush sometimes with a loose powder. And then lately I've been taking a beauty puff and I've been using a pressed powder to set my under eyes, and it works beautifully that way as well. I have not tried it not setting it because I just always set my concealers. However, I have noticed that I don't think it's as radiant of a finish that they claim that it has. I do feel like it is more of a natural finish. It's not so matte that it's going to dry your under eyes out by any means, especially with the extra skincare benefits, but it's not super radiant either. I'm not against radiant, but I know a lot of people don't want their under eyes to be shimmery or luminous in any way because they feel it brings attention to that area when they may not otherwise want attention brought to that area. I don't find that's the case at all. So if you see that in the description, I don't want it to throw you off because I truly find that it is more of a natural finish. And I think if you're someone who really doesn't care to set your under eyes, this will still work great for you. It does not crease on me. It doesn't bunch up on me and give me those little vertical, like fish gill, gross looking things on the inside of my eyes. It lasts all day. And again, I have tried it multiple times without a color corrector, and it doesn't get worse throughout the day. Sometimes when I wear other concealers on top of a blank under eye, for lack of a better term, where I'm not using a color corrector under it, the gray and the darkness will really start to peek throughout the day. I find that this pretty much holds its coverage all day while also being hydrating, which is so super important for people of my age and above, because as we age, we lose moisture in our face, and you know, any added hydration is a huge bonus when it comes to the makeup that we put on our skin. So I don't think it's extra makeup-y. I really think that anybody of any age group will enjoy this. Again, it is on Kosas and Sephora. I can honestly say, and y'all know I'm honest to a fault, like to a fault. I can honestly say that Kosas has hit it out of the park with this concealer. It is one that will be in my rotation very, very often, and they continue to be one of my favorite brands because everything they put out is just very, very high quality, clean ingredients. You really can't beat it. So I know I posted about this on my Instagram stories the day it launched, and a lot of y'all said that you have already purchased it, and I can't wait for you to try it and let me know how you like it. If you haven't, I will leave all the links to where you can find it down in the description box below. Thank you so much, Kosas, for partnering with me on this video. I hope y'all all found it helpful. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask down in the comment section below. Be sure and like and subscribe before you leave so you don't miss out on any future videos. And as always, I hope y'all all go out and have a very blessed day.